Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of What's Driving Token Prices. I'm your host, Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca. For those joining us for the first time, I'm responsible for analyzing and identifying digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's funds. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price change. Based on our research and market events over the past week, here are some notable token price movements and what we think drove these moves. As a reminder, this commentary is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or an investment recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. Hey guys, I apologize that I was not here last week, still recovering and getting my voice back. But I am back here for you this week. There's been a lot to go around. A lot of regulatory stuff, obviously, continued pressure on Binance this week. Yesterday, Chase announced that they are no longer going to allow crypto transactions, specifically, I believe, in the UK. We're also seeing some cool things on the NFT front. Pudgy Penguins, one of the big NFT projects, announced that they are basically launched in Walmart stores some of their toys, and they're going to have NFT features for it, embedded into some of the products. So some pretty cool mainstream stuff. Obviously some downer news in terms of the regulatory front, but we are on the up and up. So I've got some tokens to talk to you about this week, and so we'll get going right here. All right. So first up, we're going to talk about Ronin. So Ronin, the layer 2 gaming focused blockchain that was created by the team behind Axie Infinity. They announced yesterday the launch of RNS, or Ronin Name Service, which is intended to be a copy of ENS, or Ethereum Name Service. So basically RNS and ENS both sell human readable addresses that are tied to specific public wallet addresses on their respective chains. The goal is kind of to basically provide this shortened wallet address. So it's easy to remember version of the public wallet address. So instead of being like, hey, here's a string of 15 characters, it's all, alphanumeric. It could be as simple as katie.eth or katie.ron. So the innovation definitely makes a lot of sense for a gaming focused blockchain, since it focuses a lot on this simplified user experience. Ronin's going to be holding a sale for the .ron names starting on October 26th, with users being able to reserve the RNS names today. What I thought was pretty interesting about this is that not all names are going to be available. They're actually going to be holding some back that can be either from the public, either to deter bad actors, so they're not going to have free airdrop.ron in case that gets used for nefarious purposes, and they're holding back ones specifically for certain teams. So kind of going a step beyond the total decentralization view, but probably good for a product like this and a wise kind of, I would say, user protection, customer protection piece. So the market didn't react at all really to this news, and Ronin is down 6.9% for the week. All right, next we're going to talk about Arbitrum. So early this week, Layer 2 protocol Arbitrum swept all unclaimed ARB from their airdrop, which includes about 69 million tokens, or $59 million worth, or $50 million worth, maybe $59 million, to the Arbitrum DAO treasury. So currently there isn't a specific proposal on what to do with these tokens, but the tokens do account for a small portion of the overall treasury, which sits at about 3 billion AUM. Arbitrum is also in the process of deciding which projects should receive the next round of short-term incentive proposal grants, or STIP grants, after receiving 36 grant applications. Finally, Arbitrum has decided to relaunch the Arbitrum Odyssey, with badge NFTs available for those who complete outlined tasks. So when the Arbitrum Odyssey originally launched before the token was live, there was a lot of speculation that completing it would lead to the airdrop, which created a lot of on-chain activity. So there isn't a specific airdrop allocation of ARB tokens this time around, but the DAO has more than enough tokens to allocate rewards to kind of a new round of stuff, a new round of airdrops. So with that, ARB is down 2.7% for the week. All right, next up we got Huobi, or formerly known as Huobi, now FTX, or HTX, sorry, Freudian slip. So HTX, formerly known as Huobi, is one of the largest exchanges in Asia. They suffered a hack over the weekend out of a hot wallet for about $7.9 million, or 5,000 ETH. So while the exchange initially stayed quiet about the hack, On-chain detectives uncovered messages sent from the exchange to the hacker's wallet, offering a 5% bounty in exchange for the return of the funds. Following this, Justin Sun, founder of Tron and a member of HTX's advisory board, announced on Twitter/X that HTX was fully backed and could cover the hack via the exchange's insurance fund, with the loss amount only representing 2 weeks worth of HTX's revenues. Pretty impressive. However, following this, additionally, on-chain sleuths then pointed out that $8 million of TUSD was immediately minted and sent to Huobi wallets, furthering the rumor that HTX is insolvent and reserves are potentially not fully backed. So this has been a potential thing floating around the market for a while. There's not been a ton of evidence, obviously, to back it up. This is the same problem that pretty much any exchange faces, right? Is like what they have in their cold wallets and hot wallets can't always be found on chain. Once assets are on an exchange, they're kind of obfuscated from being able to see where they are. So it's kind of hard to really determine like how many assets each of these exchanges have and like what's safe, what's not. So for the most part, people have just been speculating because Justin Sun has been heavily involved in the exchange, although the exchange has denied it. And, there's been rumors that he owns 60% of the company. Since that happened, a lot of people have been very cynical about HTX's future and if it is in fact fully backed. So with this news, HTX or HT token was somehow only down 1.6% for the week. All right, last up we got MakerDAO. This is like the only token up in the market at the moment. But so MakerDAO, the decentralized algorithmic stablecoin protocol, is currently in the process of voting through a proposal to increase its allocation of cash reserves towards purchasing more treasury bills. Basically, if you're not familiar with MakerDAO's model, they every time you basically mint their DAI stablecoin, you're depositing assets with them of some sort. So it can either be ETH, it can be other stablecoins, it can be other cryptocurrencies or other crypto assets. And basically, Maker has this treasury, and what they've been doing more recently is instead of letting the treasury kind of just sit there idly, they've been actually actively managing it by going to outside partners, which I'll talk about in a minute. And those ones have been investing those treasury assets in off-chain assets in order to create yield, which has thereby created massive revenues for Maker this year. So basically, the new vote is to expand the amount of assets that their off-chain partners can invest for them. So the vote is ending tomorrow morning. Right now, it's about 100% passing, or it is 100% passing. Specifically, the proposal is going to raise the amount allocated to, it's called Monetalis Clydesdale and Block Tower Andromeda. They both have 1.25 billion and 1.28 billion respectively in terms of their debt ceiling or how much they can invest on behalf of Maker. And that's going to be raised to 3 billion each. So more than doubling the allocation. The change is definitely going to increase Maker's run rate revenue, which is already at 126 million for 2023. Very obvious why Maker is up 10%, over 10% for the week. I would also add, though, that this is very much tied to treasury bills. So, if treasury yields come in at all, those run rate revenue expectations will come down. So Maker definitely one to watch, definitely a big player in the on-chain tokenizing of T-bills game. Cool. Well, that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.